a joyful experience for us and for our students. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Gitika, for a beautiful presentation. You have given a great insight about how to take up assessment in a math classroom. And indeed, these creative tools are quite useful for teachers these days when teaching in an online environment. Hello everyone. Today I am going to share with you about the role of concept maps and graphic organizers in the teaching learning of mathematics. It is rightly said that creativity plays a great role when we interact with students or we deliver content at any stage. Creativity plays a great role. So here today we are going to discuss about how we think in mathematics. How do we remember? How we relate information? How we connect information? And how we synthesize information. My dear friends, when we talk about the components of learning mathematics, we narrow down that to four basic components up to school stages. First one is vocabulary. Mathematics has its own beautiful vocabulary. You say any term, you are able to get a picture of that term in your mind. And child wants to think or explore in a deeper sense when it comes to the vocabulary part. Second component is concepts and the processes. And at every step, every algorithm, every formula which we teach in a math classroom plays a significant role. Then comes application. Application includes the problem solving, where the children they apply the knowledge which they have gained through the concepts and processes or through the vocabulary part. And in the end, it is not just over. We need to reconstruct and construct new set of knowledge. So with this pedagogy approach, today I'm going to talk about concept maps, what, why, and how. So when you say concept map, basically the concept maps are visual organizations of the concepts and the linkages between them. Say for example, I name the term square. So when I name the term square, probably some people would start thinking about it as a shape. And some people would start thinking in terms of saying the definition part of a square. And there will be some people who would think in a reverse manner. That means who think about the non-examples. That means the shapes which are not the terms of in terms of the square. Now, if you see visual organization of the concept and we try to narrow down the thinking, that is the cognitive. So we say square of a number. So at this particular thing, we are not assuming the concept of a square in terms of the shape. So here, in this way, we try to organize the information. Now, this concept map was introduced as a learning tool by Novak, and it was based on the constructivist theory, and which talks about three major basic features. That is, triggering of further knowledge is important. That means we are not just talking about rote learning, and we have to enhance the thinking skill set of the children at each and every learning stage. If we see the usage of these concept maps, basically we use them for structuring the knowledge in an organized manner. So we are working on the mind. So in the mind, if you see the information, it is placed random. And now that random information has to be constructed or restructured. So what we do, we select a topic and then we use different shapes, arrows, and we can use colors also and try to put in the information in those boxes. And then we establish connection. After that, we create a mind map. So in the process, we have to understand that first we have to set the goal. And after setting the goal, think, brainstorm, and draw. And this drawing is completely flexible because some people think in a spiral fashion, some in a linear fashion. So It depends on the thinking of the mind, how we wish to represent the information. Here on the screen, you can see a beautiful example where the teacher might use concept mapping for facilitating learning. Here, the topic has been chosen and divided into some smaller subtopics. And you see how beautifully the colors have been used for paying the attention. Now, if I take your closer attention to the green portion here, we have shared information about the square, and the linked term to square is a perfect square. After that, how the perfect squares are known, what is the process of finding the perfect squares, that has been taken. So this is how we try to create the organization and flow of the topic. Now see, this is a blank template which can be used at any stage of teaching learning for finding connections, because the beauty of concept mapping is to establish the linkages between the topics which we study. Like, we do not study any chapter in isolation. Rather, the topics which we study, they are interlinked. So finding connection is important. So we did an exploratory activity on types of polynomials, like on the basis of terms and on the basis of degrees, how we classify, and do we find some kind of relationship between these terms. So finding connection is a great way of learning mathematics. Now, when we have to build the vocabulary of the children, because vocabulary is the major component of learning mathematics, then such blank templates can be given to the children for expressing their knowledge. See how we do the application part in mathematics. Children, they comprehend the problem which is given to them and then try to think what is given, what they have to find, and what concepts which they have learned which will help them in solving that problem, and after that, how they are going to do this. So these are the variety of blank templates which you can do. And my dear friends, you can use this particular tool for assessment also. So you can select some rubric for assessment, and children can create wonderful mind maps or wonderful concept maps even by drawing. So here, this is a recapitulation activity which has been done by the children. Now you see this slide is so beautiful, because here you can see many children, and all the children was given one single topic to think on and write down the 25 observations. And you see the unique pattern in which they have expressed that information using variety of ways. Some children have used the hierarchical ways, some have used the shapes, and it has really helped in enhancing and developing their creativity. My dear friends, nowadays we are teaching in an online environment. Here also are certain softwares which you can use for creating mind maps. FreeMind is an open source software which can be used by the teachers. Even students can download it at home and create mind maps for notes taking, building up knowledge, presenting the information, submitting their work online. And FreeMind is a very useful tool. And in an online platform, if you wish to collaborate with children, you can use MindMaster or MindMap. These platforms are quite useful for working together. Now you can create patterns of your own when you're talking about the mind maps or the concept maps. So you see, when we use mind maps, it simplifies the complex ideas into the smaller pieces. It facilitates learning and retention, helps in organizing the knowledge in a complete structured way. Also, it helps in self-reflection and enhancing and developing critical thinking and other thinkings. And it's a creative way of presenting information. And the best part is we can take the teaching learning of mathematics at a deeper level. Thank you so much for listening and sparing your valuable time.
Thank you so much, Rashmi ma'am. I think it was a great learning experience being sitting here with all of you. And Galileo said that mathematics is one language that God used while he was making the universe. I'm sure God made some real good logical mind maps of his own.